Wrestling with WWE WrestleMania 41, Night 1
Oh God.
and Night 2.
Oh, we doing the whole thing for y'all,
The
man.
whole
I'm glad I got my I'm glad I got my wine, because Jesus, we here.
the whole fucking shebang. Let's go into it. It takes
Well,
place
get us out of AEW darkness. That's what
next Saturday and Sunday. Um Easter Sunday for the Catholics and Christians out there. In
and
Paradise.
420 for the stoners. Um,
Will you stop it?
yeah, we're all fine. I'm telling you, bro, it's Easter and 420. Dude, it's heaven and hell all in one. We haven't. We got this shit on Easter Sunday in Vegas on 420. Bro. Yeah, no.
Yeah. It takes place in Paradise, Nevada, at Allegiant Stadium. And we will be doing night one. I believe they already confirmed the matches that will be night one and night two. Um, Possibly something will be added, or definitely one that match will be added. Randy Orton and whoever he may be wrestling. Um, but we have a solid 13 matches to talk about. Night one. If you've seen the card, what are your thoughts on the show as a whole?
I mean, night one, honestly, it's roughly about what I thought it would be. And usually these things have a theme with it. So it's hard to find it because it's so mixed in. Um, but it seems okay. You know what? Let me scratch that. Scratch it. I see it. I see the theme. I see the theme. Cause night one, Samoan night. Cause you
Uh,
got Roman, Uso, Fatu, Naomi. It's a Samoan night. Night one, Samoan night, baby.
I feel like this. Usually you kind of get a mixed bag for night one and two. There's definitely matches you want to see on both nights. Um, if I'm being honest, it kind of seems semi-average for WrestleMania. If I'm being honest, night one at least.
I mean, yeah, cause night one, I mean, we've had night, but the dip. See, the problem is that the this year, when it comes to WWE, they have a lot of stories. They have stories. The problem is that they have several stories that dwarf. I mean, they've had it where it dwarfs everything, but you still don't have that I must see, right?
Yeah.
Like, the must see of the undercards are not there. And that's where I think it lacks. It lacks in the, oh my God, I cannot wait to see this match, because this match is seems very interesting to me outside of everything else.
I can get behind that.
Like, in essence, it just has something to, I mean, because even like last year, I mean, the whole thing to me that was second biggest to the Cody Roman match was the Seth consequence, because Seth knowingly was going to wrestle both nights. So it was like, okay,
And
how
he
bad
fucked
night
up.
one is going to fuck over night two, right?
Right.
Or even like 39, you had the Usos that you had a tag match that main evented, which one was fucking unheard of, and two was the beginning of the crack of the bloodline. So that made sense. This year, it's just there's not that thing there. I mean, because a lot of this seems forced, even in a sense, because Cody Cena seems forced.
I mean, it doesn't seem as forced as Roman, Punk, and Seth, if I'm being honest.
But Roman Punk and Seth makes more sense than Cody Cena.
I disagree. I would say that, uh, I mean, John Cena won a number one contenders match to fight Cody. So, I mean, that implication was there. They're just fucking with each other because they don't like each other. But it didn't necessarily. And that was CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. And somehow they shoehorned Roman Reigns into it. I have no idea why. You
Well,
know?
Roman got shoehorned in it when Punk first came back. I knew this was coming. Because if you saw when you heard when Punk hit his first promo when he came back and said, "I acknowledge you as a tribal chief, but keep in mind I'm an original Paul Heyman guy." I saw that coming a mile away. I was going. I saw that coming.
I mean, yes, technically, but again, it didn't. It could have been Roman Punk or Rollins, or even Reigns and Rollins. It didn't need to be a combination of the three.
Well, the only way it would be you would allow it to be a combination of the three is that if Seth is leaving with Paul.
Well, look,
And my
yeah.
and my thing is this is in the sense of you kind of have to put Paul. The whole reason they're in there is because of Paul. Because Paul was the reason all of this even became a thing. I mean, maybe not the Seth Punk thing because that was just the extra stick of dynamite into the boom. But the fact that the fact that Heyman went to Punk to help Roman save his tribal chiefdom says a lot. It's kind of like if you're married and you're in financial trouble and your wife goes to a person that you know you can't stand, but you know that they're going to come through clutch. It's kind of like that in a sense because because unlike everyone else with Heyman, Punk has the years with him.
Well, we're getting
So
ahead of ourselves.
it's almost like a lover, right? Like, oh gosh, we're married, but you going to your ex lover to help me in this situation that I know that I can handle myself, which was the beginning of this in the of all the which was the genesis of this to me in the first place.
Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's start with the matches confirmed for night one.
Hey,
Match
man,
one.
we gotta make it interesting for the people.
Oh, we'll definitely get there. And I mean, this first match is definitely an interesting one, I'd say. Women's WWE Women's Championship. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Um, this is so interesting for all of the wrong reasons.
Reasons, yes.
As some people call it, granddaughter versus grandmother match. Uh, and honestly, I'm digging it. Charlotte was fucking with Tiffany. Tiffany decided to fuck back, and Charlotte couldn't handle. She could dish it out, but she couldn't handle it. Some people are saying, what was happened on Friday last week was, unscripted, maybe unprofessional. But hey, if, if somebody's coming at you and making you look like shit, you have to come back at them. So I don't,
Fault
fault
Tiffy.
Tiffy for, standing up for herself.
Oh, she had to fight back. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. And I mean, it
Oh
wasn't like
God.
she was telling lies when it came to what she was saying.
Oh gosh.
But it kind of seems like the WrestleMania match is Charlotte Flair versus the wrestling internet community from
The
the
IWC? Yeah, it's her versus the IWC.
she, she has not
Jesus.
she has not dealt with that well.
Charlotte, well, she's divorced. She got time. See, that's the thing. Motherfucker got time today to deal with it.
Yeah,
She got nothing but time. And I feel so bad for Charlotte. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And the reason, and it's not for the reason that I say, the reason that I feel sorry for Charlotte is because if you met her in real life, she is a goddamn sweetheart. She is such a sweetheart. But the fact that people put the nepotism, well, I mean, for better or for worse, she got super glued nepotism to her. And ever since then, it's just it. And it doesn't help the fact that she's always been upper top card since she's been there. She's never been middle card ever. So,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people put that on nepotism and a lot when, she's just really, really good and she's really great at being a bar and a gatekeeper because I think they take the credit of her being on top as a bad thing, which to me, I see it as the opposite because if you beat Charlotte, it's a big deal and it doesn't hurt her.
right.
I mean, Carmella, Asuka, the list goes on of everybody that beat her. As much as she's beat people, there's a list of people that beat her.
Right.
And, and that's where I'm like, okay, the fact that you guys still put her in that high regard says a lot about her, talent wise. Um, but back to the match itself, it's gonna be interesting because this was what I thought was going to be like a litmus test. It's a litmus test of will Tiffy be the next generation Charlotte? She has the athletic acumen. Her mouthpiece needs to be her mouthpiece needs to be improved dramatically. Um, and it just shows because when you see someone like a Charlotte, that's the bar. For better or for worse, she's the bar. And we're just gonna have to deal with that. Because that is the bar that's the bar of marketability, the bar of athletic excellence, the bar of putting in that work every day and every night. Now, some people say it's Bailey. I personally think Bailey's the most consistent, but it's not what I think. It's what WWE sees as who can garner more eyeballs
Right.
to the product.
And the name
And
Flair
Charlotte,
garners remarkability.
exactly, a Flair garners the markability. So that's where I think this is Tiffy's litmus test, and she's going to have to come through. I
This is because
personally,
continue.
I think it, it's tough because I think she's good. The only way I could see them having Charlotte lose is due to the fact that Charlotte went overboard and they need to protect Tiffy. But until I see that happen, I see Charlotte winning because
Mm,
every person that I've seen Charlotte go against at WrestleMania The only people that she has lost to were people that were heads and shoulders above her in that marketability.
Right.
Rhea Ripley, in her matches, she's only lost to Rhea Ripley, Bailey. I think Bailey.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah.
See,
Bailey.
Rhea Ripley, Bailey, Becky. Those are the only three that she's lost to.
And I mean, literally pillows of the women's division.
Exactly. So that's why I think Charlotte's winning, unless otherwise noted.
I feel like this is WWE's version of Snow White, if I'm being honest.
Well,
Tiffany's.
you remember she came out like as Cruella Deville and all this other shit. She literally is the Cruella Deville, the Devil Wears Prada of the women's division.
You're not
She
wrong.
is.
Yeah. And I don't want to. I'm not gonna say bad things about Charlotte. I think we were the only two people on the wrestling internet that actually liked Charlotte winning the Royal Rumble. We picked her. Um, but the problem with her is she gets in her own way. You know, the internet is a cruel place, and my personal feelings on it is don't do things if you know people are going to talk about them. And if you know people are going to talk about them, you have to be prepared to talk about it. And I don't think that she gets that. You know, if you're going to have, plastic surgery, know people's going to talk about it and know you're going to have to talk about it. If you're going to get divorced, you're a public figure, married to another public figure. Obviously, you're going to have to talk about it. You know what I mean?
I think she knew that. I think she, well, I will say this with the divorce, I think she knew that. I think she waited too late to do it. Because what happened was she came back at the Rumble and then it all popped off at the Rumble.
Right. And then,
rather than rather than having it pop off when she's in rehab because she's out of sight, out of mind, and no one will really think twice about it.
right. And
So that's it. And she was more in her head thinking, and I get it because as much as they say she is her father, technically she is her father in all things because of the fact that she's divorced, another failed marriage, and it just seems like she's following it. I get it because in her mind, it's the perception of she loves this thing, wrestling, so much that it's putting everything else to the wayside.
right.
The
But
the very thing that she scolded her dad for, she is doing herself. Does that make sense?
yeah. No,
And
100%.
she doesn't want to be perceived that way, but she doesn't understand that if she gets in front of that and goes, hey, yeah, this happened, it didn't work out, I'm still,
Yeah.
doing it while she was injured, and that, yeah, it would have been a story, but it would have been over because she's injured and nobody would have
Right.
cared that much. Vice her coming back at the Rumble and it all hit at once, and now it's coming into it's a double impact because of the fact that A, well, triple if you think about it, because A, she's back, B, it's a big story, and now it's being used in the storyline.
Right.
And it didn't help because she tried to gain sympathy and the people ain't having it with her.
Right. And now we
And
have Roman Reigns' 3-year reign lasted longer than Charlotte's 3 failed marriages.
really? Wait a minute, she's married to Andrade for at least two.
No, I mean, maybe it's more exaggerated. I couldn't tell you how long she was married for, but they said
Oh
that
no, she was
Roman's
married to him.
1,316 days as champion was longer than all three of her marriages combined. Whether that's true or not,
Bullshit.
I have no idea.
I call bullshit on that. Oh, now, see, now you got me looking it up.
You have you Google it. But that's
Yeah, because no, because this is how I know it's bullshit. Because yeah, she was married to Andrade for two. Her other previous marriage, all of her marriage was 2 to 3 years. So yeah, miss me with that bullshit. Now,
let's get back to the
so
match.
now
Um,
let's get back to the match. Charlotte is the bar. She's winning unless otherwise stated.
I disagree. First and foremost,
Okay.
I think that this is gonna either go two ways. This is either going to be a great banger match, 5 star at the Tokyo Dome because both girls have it in them, or this is going to be the drizzling shits where neither one of them trust each other enough to do what both are capable of doing with the person that they're with. So it's kind of it goes either way. Um, I think that Tiffy has to win because it will solidify her title run. Um, you know, while as much as Charlotte Flair is, the bar as you call her, she's not
She's
going.
the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean we're in a new generation. It's not the four horsewomen anymore.
Mhm.
It is the Tiffy, Rhea, Bianca, generations. And, she's got to put over the new generation. Um, so I think it has to be Tiffy. Or it is just nepotism on WWE's part to, give Charlotte another pointless title reign. Because, I mean, if she does win the championship, other than losing it to Tiffany, what would that championship reign really matter? What would it do for Charlotte? You know what I mean?
It's gonna do because you want to know why? Because all her title reigns, all most of them. This is why. This is why I say she's the bar. She's the most cashed in on women's champion of all time. Not even close.
Yes.
So that's my point. It's because you say that it's to push over or to put over a new generation. She already did that with Rhea. She already did that. You see what I'm saying? So
Well,
I,
what does she have to
I think
gain not putting over Tiffany?
you say what?
What does she have to gain not putting over Tiffany?
It's not a matter of having to gain not putting over Tiffany more so than it's just Tiffany in Tiffany to me in this spot is Randy Orton winning the title the first time and going against Triple H for the title in a rematch.
Interesting. I don't
Like
necessarily see
you
that.
know, you remember when he freshly beat Chris Benoit
Yeah.
and that whole landscape to me. Now that's not nothing against Tiffy. That's not saying that Tiffy isn't going to be a worthy champion down the line. I just think on the SmackDown side, wait a minute, this is Smack.
Yeah. SmackDown.
Yeah, on the SmackDown side, who is Tiffany going? Because let's say she beats her. Who's the next? Who's the next challenger? Now, granted, I'm gonna give you this. Charlotte, regardless whether she wins or lose, she's gonna be the bar for it.
Right.
The thing is that who's to say that um who is Tiffy going to be as a champion from henceforth if she beats Charlotte?
I mean, there's
Because
a
my,
natural built-in rivalry with Nia.
but the thing is, Nia's injured. Remember, so keep in mind. See, that's where we can see. That's what I would have thought. My thought process, if WWE, if you want, I'll submit my application just in case Elon fires me. But my thought process would have been, hey, you already did this thing with Nia cashing in. You would have just rode that to Mania.
Right.
Have Charlotte come in and win Money in the Bank because that's the only thing she hasn't done. So if Charlotte wins Money in the Bank, cashes in on Tiffy, it gives more of an incentive for people to see Tiffy beat Charlotte.
I mean, I kind of get that.
Because I mean, everybody's gonna want to see Charlotte like lose, right? But to me, it's an inverse. It's an inverse of what's been happening to Charlotte, right? Charlotte always been the person cashed in on, but never been the cash in.
Yeah.
And being the cash in would be, and to me, her being the cash in on a person like Tiffany would garner the backlash like Becky got with Bianca.
Right. But that definitely.
You see what I'm saying?
I mean, it's definitely not going to end at WrestleMania. Whether
Yeah,
or
it's not going to end at Mania, right?
yeah.
You're right.
So I think Tiffany has more to benefit winning at WrestleMania than Charlotte would. I
I mean, she will, but that don't mean she gonna win.
true.
I mean, I agree. That don't mean she gonna win.
I'm going with Charlotte. Um, Having Charlotte come back, win the Royal Rumble, and win the championship off of Tiffany, I don't see them going that far with Charlotte.
So you're going Tiffy.
After WrestleMania, do what you will, but at WrestleMania, no.
So you're going with Tiffy.
Going with Tiffy.
All right, Tiffy Charlotte. We'll see who's the.
No.
Damn, oh, she had a tiebreaker.
That brings us to the mid-event World Heavyweight Championship match. Walter Gunter Gunnar versus mid-card main event Jey Uso. Who wins?
How dare you? How dare
Motherfucker won the Royal Rumble over like fucking Rover, and he doesn't even get the main event a two-night WrestleMania because your rivalry was that bad and only got lit in the last 2 weeks?
I mean, it's because of they did the whole, hey, I'm not afraid of you.
Jay was like literally like, you killed my brother. Yeet.
I'ma fuck you up.
Yeet.
Yeet. I'm not scared of you anymore.
Yeet.
Yeet. And I'm just looking like, bro.
Yeah. People
I
were
love
upset
you.
about the people were upset
love
about
you.
the what chance? This is a brand new animal.
I know. And I'm just like, I get it. I get it. It's one of those things where it's like, now here was the problem with that. The problem, the reason it's not the main event is not because of Jay or Gunther not doing enough. The reason it's not the main event is because this is the fourth time that they faced each other for a title in the last 12 months.
Very true.
That's the fucking problem. if this was a brand new, if this was a first time match, it easily could have been a main event. But the fact that they spent all of 2023, and I get, oh, not 2023, but I
2024.
get why they did that in 2024 because it lays the groundwork for 2025 when they face each other, where he come up short and he's down himself, and they're trying to figure out how can you get that 2020 2022 Uso back where he was like fucking people up on sight. So I get it. It's like trying to get him back to his dark place,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
Um,
And I
so
think that
I
they did
get
a
it.
really good job with that in the last 2, 3 weeks. Like, really, like, everything before they involved Jimmy, I mean, was, trash. They involved the Alpha Academy. Like, I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. But, everything
Hmm.
since involving Jimmy has actually been, actually pretty good shit. And it is if they would have started with this, there could have been a conversation for this to be the main event. But because they
So
didn't,
can we say so we can say Jimmy's the MVP? My boy's the MVP.
Jimmy was the MVP.
Jimmy was the MVP. There you go. There it is. That's all I continue,
He's
sir.
still a Janetti, though.
Oh,
uh,
that you can continue. You can continue.
who wins, Kaliko?
Man, my heart wants to say Jay so bad. It's Gunther. And the only reason I say it's Gunther is because there has never been a time that he has been a champion where it has been less than a year.
So you'd say that he's taking it for a couple more months.
Oh, easily till fucking August. I mean, even beyond. Now, I, this is where I am scared that they're going to do another gamble because one, because let's say Jay loses, and that's the other thing too, because he just fought him in January for the title, came up short, fought him 3 times for the Intercontinental Championship. So this is like match 5
Yeah.
for a title. If you ain't got it by now, you ain't getting it, homie. And that's what's killing me with it. And I don't, I, I, I love Jay. He's gonna come out to he's gonna have the most over ring entrance since Dirty Dom at 39. But the bell will ring and Gunther is just gonna win. I can't see him not winning. He's never had a title reign less than a year since he's been there.
Very true. But,
And that to me screams volumes.
and, you're not wrong, and you make perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. He hasn't held a championship less than a year. But I also have to kind of say, if not now, like, when are they going to pull the trigger on Jay? You know what I mean? Like, where, I mean, he's still going to be over, but when does the crowd start losing that faith in him to say, he's not our guy? I think that it could maybe possibly hurt him to lose here. Uh, I could be wrong on that. I don't know, but
Yeah, because he had the IC title for literally a cup of coffee, and that shit did not
yeah.
look
So,
like a whole cup.
so I feel like it should be Jay, but like you said, and Gunter hasn't held a championship less than a year, and that just kind of is in the back of my head. So I want to say Jay. It probably should be Jay, but I mean, again, it's Gunter, and he lost last year at WrestleMania as well. Are they really going to give him back-to-back L's at WrestleMania? I mean, if there was any attempt.
Who? Uso?
No, Gunter. So,
Oh, good point. Because this was the last time he ended his reign was yeah.
yeah.
So woof.
So, I mean, it seems like a lot is in Gunter's favor to actually win. But if Jay doesn't, avenge him fucking up his brother and murdering Jimmy, Yeet, um, what does that do for
No yeet.
what? What does that do for Jay? You know, so it's very conflicting.
It is. It's like okay, we have the logic of Gunther never, never losing. I mean, granted, he did win that triple threat at 39,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's just like okay, you've never seen this guy hold the title less than a year. But you would think if there was ever a one, wouldn't Jay be the one after all that? Um, uh, it's gonna be conflicting, but I'm looking at the numbers, I'm looking at the data, and it's screaming Hurricane 5 Gunther.
yeah,
Just because I have nothing of faith to pin it to Jay other than my emotions.
right. All right. So
That's it.
I think we're in agreement, Gunter. I'm going with Gunter.
Gunther.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry, Jay. I failed you.
Talking about failing someone, failing Bianca. Our next match is Jade Cargill versus Naomi. Who wins, Kaliko?
Ooh. It's interesting. Now, this is a conflicting one because they got Naomi looking like. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen Naomi look this dangerous heading to a Mania in my lifetime.
Because she has crosses taped around her.
No, because of the character development. I mean, the last time I knew, like, the only time I knew that she was going to win a match for sure at WrestleMania was Orlando, because she's from Orlando. She danced for the Magic, and it was like manifest goddamn destiny.
Right.
But other than that, you've never seen this part of Naomi. And I could see. What I'm saying is, she's got a 30% chance of winning, and that 30% could cash in tonight. Goddamn.
You just put her right over and then you shit her right out.
Hey, I said she looked dangerous. I didn't say that she looked dangerous. That damn. I didn't say she was Gunther dangerous. Damn it, like shit. But all in all, this kind of screams. this screams Jade. Because to me, I would think Jade would win night one, Bianca wins night two with the help of Naomi, and then the real shit begins.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, it's a lot more cut and dry than that. Naomi's just another way to spell Natalia. Jade Cargill for the win.
Yep. Wait a minute, how dare you do Natalia like? Oh, fun fact, she's at Bloodsport. Favorite.
Oh,
I got Natalia versus everybody.
good for her. Alright, we have the World Tag Team Championship match, the War Raiders, Olaf and Gunther versus the New Day, the New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods. Who wins, Kaliko?
They would not do this if the New Day wasn't winning.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
They would not put this on the card if New Day was winning. Was not winning. Because that's the and that's the thing. The New Day needs the pay. I wouldn't even say the payoff, but they need the gratification for doing what they did.
Right.
Them winning the tag titles will be the ultimate gratification.
I want to say that it's kind of got stale after, the whole, promo against Big E. But I don't think that they used them as properly as they could have, after,
No, I don't. I disagree.
I mean, they let it cool. I feel like they let it cool off too much before they did something with them. Um,
I think they played it to where the people didn't even want to hear what the fuck they like when I, they're where Dominic was 2 years ago.
yeah, for sure. But I mean,
And that's a great goddamn spot because if you don't even want it, and that's the thing. And this is where I say it's perfect because when the people don't even want to hear them, when they win the titles, they will have no choice but to hear them.
right. And I mean, but
That's when they can speak their truth.
but the thing about Dominic was on every single episode of Raw when that was happening. So he continued having that heat. While the New Day, they're not on every single Raw. And they're not doing, in front of the crowd promos every single time. So I feel like that
Hmm.
definitely, kills a little bit of that heat. If this match happened like maybe a month after the Big E promo, nuclear fucking heat, in my opinion. I feel like it kind of cooled off a little bit since then, um, because they haven't been as featured as much. Um, but I do think that it's going to be a good moment for Kofi and Xavier, considering they've had like 15 tag team title reigns, but never um, they've never actually won a tag team title at WrestleMania. So I mean, it's just a little notch in their belt, I'd say. Um,
Right.
but yeah, 100% War Raiders ain't coming out of this motherfucker with titles around their waist.
Yeah. Sorry, War Raiders. Just
Yeah, Assassination.
weaved in the roadkill.
Hmm. Now we have United States title match. La Knight versus Jacob. Fuck you. Who wins?
Fatu next. Fatu.
Wow, not even giving LA a dart.
Bro, I'm just letting you know right now. Have you ever seen Fatu in person?
No, I have not. Have
Have you ever seen Have you ever seen him wrestle in person?
no, I haven't seen him wrestle in person. I mean, I
He's a he's a motherfucking treat. I will no, Fatu about to fuck him up. I'm sorry. Nah, bro. Fatu fucking him up. I love you, La Knight, but boy, you are Sonata Slaughter for the evening. You are. The only way you would lose, the only way you would win is if Solo comes in on some jealous bullshit. That's the only way you win.
I'm gonna be controversial here, and I'm gonna say LA Knight wins.
You will go for it. Better you than me, sir.
Some fuckery will happen. He'll get the roll up W on Jacob or something like that. All right,
Yeah.
that brings us to a special singles match: Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Amalacano.
Wait a minute. What?
Mhm. Yeah, WrestleMania minted match.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who? Repeat that one more time for the people.
Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
They really went with that shit, didn't
They sure did.
they? In this political climate, they just were just like, fuck it, we pulling this trick.
Well, I mean, it's literally the name of a coffee. So I mean,
It would be no. The problem is that they said that he hailed from the Gulf of America. See, that's where they fucked up.
I think
See,
it's
see,
I think it's funny.
see. I mean, it's funny as shit if it wasn't 2025. If this was like Zeb Coulter leading the fray, it'd be cool as shit. But this ain't the time for that shit. Oh gosh, that is actually on this card. Conventional wisdom tells me that there's no goddamn way Rey Mysterio's losing. However,
Uh huh.
they didn't have Chad Gable go all the way to Mexico to learn all the arts of lucha libre just to lose this match.
Now you're catching on.
Hey, they put too much. They put too much. What's that word? They put too much investment in this stock of Chad Gable riding into Mexico City in the streets of TJ trying to fucking find this shit. Just saying.
No, yeah. I'm 100% on board. El Grande Americano for the W. Um, and it will be a sweet victory, considering that it's Chad Gable's first singles WrestleMania match. So, for him to beat Rey Mysterio, that would be pretty cool. So there's definitely sentimental value to the match for me, anyway.
Yeah.
All right. And that brings us to the triple threat main event, custody of Paul Heyman match. We have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk with Paul Heyman versus Seth fucking Rollins. You mentioned, conventional wisdom. Everything that's going on between, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Paul Heyman. it would make sense for Paul Heyman to align himself with Seth Rollins to fuck over Roman and Punk after this show. But, and I mean, it would be a really cool moment in the moment, but what would Seth Rollins do with Paul Heyman afterwards? You know what I mean?
Well, it's the reason why you would want Seth with Paul is because Seth has always been known as a workhorse legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's a legend in the wrestling community because of his work ethic. To push him as a superstar, as a as a as a superstar in the mainstream, I think it would help him. And the reason I say that is because the last time he was even on a mainstream stage was when he cashed in at Mania.
Right.
So everything he's done, although I must say, and this is not a knock to him, although he's accomplished a lot, it almost seems like he's like the Lord of the Underground in a sense.
I mean, I could buy that.
So if you're trying to push him into that upper sphere like a Punk, like a Roman, it would make sense. It's not even a sense of like, it's not even a sense to have him gain in the sense of winning championships because he's done it all. It's more of having a person like Heyman propel him into that upper as basically to put him in the same stratosphere as his wife.
I gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know. What does Roman Reigns and CM Punk cancel each other out, so that makes Seth Rollins the de facto? Do you give CM Punk the W at WrestleMania? I always felt like CM Punk was like the Naito, so to speak. You know, he gets the main event, but he doesn't win the main event. And it's just chasing that dragon.
No, fuck that. At least Naito had a main event. Punk never had it. So the whole point was that, and that's the only reason I would. That's the one big reason that is a big question mark over this, because of the fact that Heyman was so in. It was like Heyman helping one of his kids get into MIT. You know what I'm saying? You felt the emotional connect because of the fact of the whole history. So to the point where Roman let it fly.
Right.
Roman let that shit slide hella hard. Like, oh yeah, go ahead, hug his ass. Because shit, I'm used to this shit. Like, so that's the only like killer that is getting me because of the simple fact that Heyman was so happy and the fact that he went against Roman for it. Why would he go against Roman to help Punk and then turn on Punk for Seth? That's the only reason I have the problem with it.
Right. I mean, Seth Rollins can win without the help of Paul Heyman. I mean,
You could.
Roman and Punk could be so wound up in Paul Heyman that um Seth just
That
needs
Seth takes advantage.
yeah he just needs Punk.
The Benoit method, the Benoit Michaels Triple H method.
True. So, is there any percentage you see Roman or Punk winning, or are we pretty much this is Seth's match to win?
In the memory of Scott Steiner, I'm just going to use Steiner math to put that. I'm going to use 33 in the third, which turns into 66 in the sixth, which turns into 188 in the eighth. Although I think Punk would win. Because the only reason I think Punk would win because he's the only person that gains the most from winning.
But what does he really gain
His
other
first,
than just being in the main event of WrestleMania?
puts him as a top contender for Gunther.
Oh, that's true.
Because the other two on, Rollins is on SmackDown, but Rollins never faced Gunther, but Punk Gunther, they've been running that on the house shows.
That's true.
So it makes sense for them to put Punk and Gunther together for a while.
That makes sense, but I feel like it has to be said. I want Punk to win for, obvious reasons, but everything's telling me that it's going to be Seth. Who are you going with?
Punk.
Going with Punk. Okay.
Rolling with the Punk.
Alright. Well, that will conclude our coverage of Night 1 of WrestleMania. And we are wrestling with Night 2 of WrestleMania.
Oh.
We got the first match, the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Io Sky versus the Fresh Prince of Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. Who wins, Kaliko?
The fresh Prince of Bianca Fresh Princess of Bianca Belair. There you go. That's this is tough. The only reason I would say EO is because she just got the title. Like literally just got that bitch.
Yeah, like a month ago.
Like a month ago. And she lost the title last year. Damn, that's tough. Because EO just... This is the second time she walked in as champ.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be hard for her to lose twice.
She'd be feeling that Oscar vibe. Not quite there yet, but she would be on that pad. I'm 100% behind EO.
They did Oscar dirty.
Oh, yeah.
But
I'm 100% behind EO. Bianca's won at WrestleMania. Rhea's won at WrestleMania. Neither need another W at WrestleMania. So, this is EO's second WrestleMania. She lost last year. Time to give EO the W this year, time around. What say you, Kaliko?
That's the only reason I'm giving Io a better chance because of what happened last year.
Right.
But the thing is that, and it seems like that could happen because of the simple fact where it's Bianca still got shit to finish with Jade and Naomi.
And that could definitely bleed through the match for her.
That could, and that's the only thing because Bianca doesn't really need the title to finish that story.
Right. And low key, the
Um,
crowd is kind of turning on Bianca.
you said what?
Low key, the crowd is turning on Bianca.
I don't. I mean, if you, I mean, the black community noticed that real quick. But I'm just letting you know. But the question is, who's going to take the pin?
That is a good question. Well, I mean, it does seem like Rhea has been more comfortable taking L's in the last recent year. When's the last time Bianca's taken a solid pinfall loss?
Solid? Ooh.
Like she
Ooh.
lost, it wasn't disputable. It was clean.
That is a great goddamn question. Because it. Don't worry, I'm out here looking that up. The last time she took a legit loss.
Pulling up your cage match.
I mean, hey, you know what? Pop out that cage match. You damn right. I mean, she's got 6 losses in 2025. It's just,
But were those singles matches?
Ooh. Roxanne Perez and the Judgment Day. Oh yeah, when Liv Morgan beat him. That, I mean, in 2025, if that's what you're looking for.
But was that a clean victory? I don't remember it being clean.
I mean, it was Judgment Day. The way, Judgment Day do what Judgment Day does.
Very true.
But when you're looking at her last MF and loss, like loss, holy shit, it is. She's been booked strong. Oh,
She lost
the last singles loss she had was to Chelsea Green and Blair Davenport.
That's a triple threat.
Yeah.
Meaning she didn't take the pin.
Oh no shit, she didn't take the pin. I mean, the last time she took a pin was Io Sky.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at us. Look at us.
Dave Meltzering it this shit.
But I mean, and that's but that's not enough to warrant the crowd hating her.
It's not warrant the crowd hating her, but it does warrant. Bitch, you need to be on your back for this match.
She ain't on her back for this match.
I mean, I feel like Rhea, she put over people. Bianca hasn't for a while, so it.
I mean, she got the biggest one of all.
What do you mean?
I mean, keep in mind, she took a 20-second pin to Becky.
3 years ago.
Hey, man. Black folk don't forget.
God.
Never forget.
I'm gonna call it Io wins, pins Bianca. Maybe some fuckery between Naomi and Jay causes that.
I mean, unless Naomi tosses her, which could happen.
Yeah. Okay. I think we could both agree on that. Alright, now we have a special singles match. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Who wins, Khalid?
Oh, God damn it. Jesus Christ.
He's not
I
in the
mean,
match.
AJ called him out. Oh. Logan has yet to win a Mania match, if I'm not mistaken.
That is inaccurate. He won his first Mania match at 38. And he won.
Really? He beat Logan? You know what? I was there. You would have thought I would have known that.
Yeah.
But
And he beat Randy Orton and Kevin Owens last year.
oh yeah, so he do. All right, never mind. I mean, but the problem is that AJ called him out, so I would think Karrion would have some kind of input in AJ losing.
I don't. I honestly.
Well, I'm going Logan until otherwise proven wrong.
I'm gonna let my heart go with this one and say AJ. I can't go against AJ.
I mean, I can't either. He's Georgia own, but god damn it.
Yep.
He's retiring soon.
That brings us to the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Liv Morgan and Rachel Gonzalez versus Bayley and Lara Leukemia. And here you were saying Lara was going to defend her championship at Mania.
Oh, god damn it. I knew you was going to.
Going for the lowest mid-card title you can have in the women's division.
Oh, damn it. They fucking did me dirty.
But I suppose she's doing better than Chelsea is. At least she has a match.
No shit. But I think the only reason they would have this match is that if Bayley's going to go back on to her old ways.
Meaning?
Because remember, Bayley took that L to her for the IC title, and she low-key was ready to dip on her ass.
That's true.
Seed planted.
I mean, it could lead to...
Seed planted that...
Yeah.
Seed planted that she could walk out on her ass at any given moment.
I don't see a Bayley turn at WrestleMania. Rarely do we see heel turns or, turns in general at Mania. So, maybe the next night on Raw, but I definitely see Morgan and Raquel retaining, in my opinion. Agreed?
I mean, Liv and Raquel are retaining, yes.
Yeah.
All them fucking stitches Liv has been going through since 2025, they owe her ass. Jesus Christ.
That brings us to the Intercontinental four-way match, Intercontinental Championship four-way match. Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus El Penta El Zero Mero Mascara. I think that I'm gonna call it. Fucking Dirty Dom ends the night as Intercontinental Champion. maybe Finn has the win locked, and Dom fucks him over, takes over the well, maybe not take over the Judgment Day, but at least kicks out Finn Balor from the Judgment Day, and yeah, Dirty Dom is your new Intercontinental Champion. What say you, Kalisto?
Mm, the only way Braun losing that title is if he's winning Money in the Bank this year.
Um, I mean, but they made it established that he is beatable for that championship. So I mean, it's not out of the realm of
To
possibility.
who? To who? What, Jet?
Yeah, he lost the
On a
title.
random Monday? Man, to go miss me with that bullshit. Ever since then, he's been fucking everybody up. Yes, he's been looked as beatable, but it wasn't like Brock Lesnar, Cena 14 beatable.
I don't know. I think that I mean he's not obviously he's not eating the pin here. It's going. I personally think it's going to be Finn Balor 100%. Um, but
Finn or Don are taking the pin. It's just a matter of who's pinning who.
well, according to you, Breaker's winning.
I would think. Um, but I also see that I also can see the concession of continuing the Judgment Day storyline with Dom being the leader by getting the title that Finn was wanting, thus causing more animosity. So I can see that. I can reasonably, if that would not shock me at all. I just don't see the way that they've been playing that spear over and over and over. It's just tough for your boy to see him losing.
Well, I locked in my answer. Dominic Mysterio for the W. Who are you going with?
Dom for the dub. I'm going with Breaker for the dub. B for the D.
B for the D. Okay. Then we have a Sin. Oh, well, actually, should we talk about who Randy Orton is wrestling at Mania? It kind of.
If he's wrestling at Mania.
He said that he was gonna fuck up Nick Aldis and apologize to Mickey James if he didn't. So, I'm thinking he's getting a WrestleMania match.
Oh God.
Yeah. So, I'm pretty sure it's Solo Sikoa. Maybe Tamatonga. Um, who knows? But
Aleister Black?
that would be interesting. It better not be fucking Rusev though.
Ooh. Didn't they have
A fatal four-way a couple years ago.
they had a three-way.
Yeah, with Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. See?
Yeah. I'm assuming that it would be Solo Sikoa. I don't think Solo would be beating Randy on this night. I could be wrong, because Randy's been eating those L's like candy at this point, so.
But Randy doesn't lose you anything by taking them. See, that's the point. What'd you say? Put over the next generation?
I mean, true, but I mean, he's Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
That was Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Charlotte, oh, you gotta put up. Charlotte, oh no, nigga, put over the next generation. Randy Orton, no, you're fucking Randy Orton. Why the fuck would you lose like that? See, that's why we're fickle, right there. There it is. There it is. I'm just saying.
So if so, you're going with Solo Sikoa.
I mean, it ain't gonna be Solo. I think it's an Alistair.
I'm gonna go with whoever it is. It's gonna Randy Orton's going to win.
Man, we said that when Seth rolled his ass in Dallas, and then Cody brought that ass clean out and whooped that ass.
Um, I don't remember who I said to that one was gonna win that match, but I mean it happened, so I guess so. I mean, if it's a surprise, maybe it would go to that person, but I'm gonna go for Randy right now and say that it's predictable. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we have a Sin City street fight between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Not the best match.
Next.
Not the best match Idol Man could be in, but it is what it is, I suppose, at this point. Um, who who you got, Kaliko?
Drew.
Yeah, I agree with that. That brings us to the main event, the last match of WrestleMania. Um, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Who wins?
Mm. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, can we just keep Travis Scott away from the match? Just
Well, we would hope that
full
would
full
happen.
discl- full disclaimer before he breaks another motherfucker's eardrum. Um, uh, it's rough because the whole point of this was that the Cena did this with the help of The Rock, but we haven't seen The Rock since all of this went down, which would tell me that The Rock would have some kind of input in this.
I mean, you would think. I think.
Which to me, if the rumors are true about Roman and a character development, it would be now. But God, who knows? Um, the question is, are people tired of Cody being champion?
No.
Then he ain't winning. He ain't losing. And that's if the people are not tired of him not being champion, even though people see bitch about his title defenses because he only defended it 5 times in the year reign he had. I'm like, that's a Roman schedule. That's not a good Roman schedule. Uh,
I mean, it's maybe more than Roman did in
2024, shit.
yeah.
No shit. So I mean, so yeah, I'm gonna go. Let's go, Cody. Cody gets the dub over Cena because it seems like to me Cena's conflicted in a sense.
Yeah.
I he he seems out of his element in this, even though he's been killing Cody on this goddamn mic. But he still just seems out of element. I can't take the man seriously when he's supposed to be the heel in this main event, and they got us having goddamn kickoff parties with them, and they selling all this goddamn kit merch, and then they got a goddamn $25,000 lunch. I cannot take him serious as a heel. That's the problem. That's the other element of this. It's like he's the most visible heel on WrestleMania weekend I've ever seen in my life.
So, I think it's pretty cut and dry in my opinion. Cody's gonna win. Cody's gonna continue his reign. He didn't finish the story 1 year ago just to lose it to John Cena 1 year later. I think there's gonna be some type of clusterfuckery, gaga,
As usual.
with
As always with the Cody match.
yeah, with The Rock, and it's gonna be, remember Return of the Jedi when Luke was getting electrocuted by the Emperor, and then Darth Vader was like, "No, he's my son," and he picks up the Emperor and throws him into the abyss, and all the sparks fly. Yeah, that's gonna be John Cena saving Cody Rhodes from The Rock, at the end of WrestleMania. And him
Really?
yeah, and him extending his hand to Cody Rhodes and saying, "I'm sorry I did all of that to you. I just needed to know if I could still do it, if I could still be the main event of WrestleMania." And then he'll get the babyface pop, and he can sell all the merch his little heart desires. And nothing went wrong with John Cena.
So you mean to tell me John Cena did all that cussing kids out just to be like, oh yeah, I just wanted to see if you still had it?
Yes, 100%.
Bullshit.
Wait,
Boy, I cracks, boy, crackers in the family, boy. I'm telling you, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
watch it happen.
That shall not happen.
It's gonna happen.
All
Alright, well, at least we're in agreement that it's going to be Cody that takes the W. So, there's that. Alright, and that will conclude our coverage of WrestleMania. We'll be doing a full review in 2 weeks, because obviously WrestleMania is next Saturday. Not exactly sure what we'll be doing next Saturday, but we will be on probably. And yeah, that will conclude this episode. Thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Play on One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday as we interview the Stoner Brothers, this Wednesday as we interview Murillo D'Angelo, and every Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews. And follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Twitter, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Felico?
I'm Felico. Hey, the dream may still be alive. Might catch me out there, so hey.
For Calico Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
John Cena cussing out kids just to be like, I just wanted to test you. Boy, that's some crack uncle shit if I've ever heard. Like, I just wanted to see if you had it, young blood. Just
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.